just isn't being troubled all that much. They're getting efforts on goal, Manningham, but they aren't testing the keeper. Credit to Scopolitti, who kept it in play. Now, Langwarren might even be able to put the game to bed. Here's Jacob Brito firing low. Samaranis on the first occasion. It's not a convincing clear.
Oh, good boy. Yes! Sorry. Bang. Yay! Oh, jeez. You can't hold him, dude. You can't hold him. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Play. Oh!
Sammy, be sharper, man. Be sharper. Come on, keep going.
Oh.
Yes, Jackie. Jackie. You're the guy!
Down.
Dominic Fella resumes play for Heidelberg. And Lewis Hall with a poor pass and a chance of Dandenong City to break here. They've got some good numbers forward. And it's a good ball across from Jacob Brito, who remains onside. He'll take a touch in and get on his left. Ball comes across. It's a good ball for Cook. Denise. Gavin Denise for Dandenong City couldn't get enough purchase on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's a goal for Dandenong City. Number 13, Jacob Brito. Dandenong City 4, Heidelberg 1.
No danger though for Heidelberg as they play out, but they turn it over through Luke Burgess and Nick Kalmar. He puts in a ball for Nathan Dibb and he does a little dink. Jacob Brito finds the fourth goal of the game for Dandenong City in front of the home fans in the grandstand. 57 minutes played and it's 4-1 in favour of the home side.
It was a Dibb dink, Bryce, that played in Jacob Brito, who bravely headed that one past Theodorides. And Dandenong City do get that fourth goal. And the City fans embracing their players. Fantastic piece of play there for Dandenong City is Nick Kalmar, who we mentioned has had a fantastic second half, played the ball in. Nicholas Dibb just towing it over the top of the goalkeeper, and there's Jacob Brito to finish it off, who has looked really, really lively in the second half and deservedly picking up that goal.
And I said in the first half when he came on as an early substitute, keep an eye on this kid because he's only young, but he's got a lot of talent and he's matched my comments to make me sound very smart because he scored a goal. So thank you, Jacob Brito.
It's just it's exactly what we were seeing from Dandenong City. Every
ball comes across to Jacob Brito. He goes out wide to Dibb and he's got some space and cleared up by Ewan Ashton, and it will give Heidelberg the chance to make a substitution.
Bryce, it would bring them to 12 with St Albans and Altona yet to play.
Dandenong City in a good position to go forward through Jacob Brito. Uses Nick Kalmar, who takes a touch inside. He'll get a strike off, and he just goes to the left of the goalpost.
Brito did well to play that out to Kalmar on the left-hand side. Perfectly timed ball.
Were lucky enough to be in attendance.
I tell you what, given how much they rotated their teams from the weekend to the midweek cup tie, and again we spoke about strong benches. We'll stay with this free kick. In it comes from Bowman, and first touch is by Brady Smith, and now off his thigh, and then Brito trying to clear, can't get it beyond Lambatoritis. Bentley might be smart to leave numbers forward here if the goal they scored was anything to go by, but Iaconis stepping over the challenge of Brito, lost possession, and now as he tries to thread through the left side, the sub is burning after it there, Slavica, but he can't chase the ball down in time, and the Bentley Greens have got things covered.
Go.
Were lucky enough to be in attendance.
I tell you what, given how much they rotated their teams from the weekend to the midweek cup tie, and again we spoke about strong benches. We'll stay with this free kick. In it comes from Bowman, and first touch is by Brady Smith, and now off his thigh, and then Brito trying to clear, can't get it beyond Lambatoritis. Bentley might be smart to leave numbers forward here if the goal they scored was anything to go by, but Iaconis stepping over the challenge of Brito, lost possession, and now as he tries to thread through the left side, the sub is burning after it there, Slavica, but he can't chase the ball down in time, and the Bentley Greens have got things covered. On a Friday due to the outside pitches being in use, and if you're watching on the NPL Victoria Facebook page or on the YouTube channel, good evening to you. Busy night, a few games on, not as busy as some Fridays, but this is certainly a match with plenty of intrigue. Bentley starting the round in 5th, and Dandenong City starting the round at bottom of the league. How they would love to take the lead, and some very energetic work from Jacob Brito, unable to win the ball for his team's cause out on the right flank. And
Worldy had he managed to find that one into the back of the net, but it wasn't to be, and it's a nice open game between these two teams. As I see, Dandenong City about to bring on their third and final substitution. There'll be a very young face who'll be making his debut.
Yeah, Jacob Brito, the 16-year-old, promoted from the youth team from Sashok Norsky. Big raps on this kid. Scored an absolute wonder goal in a pre-season fixture from halfway as well. As you see, Filipovic hand over the captain's armband to Troy Ruthven. And very excited to see this youngster coming through, because as I said, there's been a lot of raps about this kid. You don't get promoted from the under-16s to the NPL team if you haven't got a bit of talent.
Yeah, and it's good to see Dandenong City, a club with obviously lofty aspirations for this campaign, giving a few youngsters a go with Brito and Sparta on the field, as well as Santic as well, who of course is a bit more experienced and has played at quite a high level, but still nonetheless a young kid himself.
The old saying goes, you've got to start somewhere, and why not start in the top flight of football in Victoria, as we see Ruthven spread the ball wide to Zach Thompson, finds Brito, getting his first touch, and he's got a lot of space to turn here with a great ball in behind for Zach Thompson, who strikes. Even better save from Sawali, and Zahari settle things down for the Thunder, and he goes long, looking for Brendan Barnes in a battle with Pilkington. The big man up top does win out, and it goes back to King, who spreads it out to Sparta, who's got a bit of time, but the touch lets him down, and he does very well to get out of that situation to Kalmar, who spreads a great ball back out to Isles. Got some room to move forward. He's got Brito running away from him. Takes a bit of a stumble in front of the City fans, and Brito putting the pressure on Sawali. This will land on our head here in the commentary box, and the game's really starting to open up with about 15 minutes plus stoppage time, Demir.
Yeah, most definitely with Kalmar on the ball here, and good, nice early touch by Brito. We see 2 balls on the pitch that Thompson ultimately clears away, and I think there was a bit of a late challenge there by Kowal on Ruthwin.
Yeah, and a very clumsy challenge. Luke Pilkington calling out what's one of the state league challenges, maybe warranted. Adjusting as we see Dandenong City really getting a grip on things here. The two sides looking to really play and keep the ball. You've got to really give the credit to the men in white, because Thunder, they're looking for that one-out option that we did see at the start of last campaign for them, just looking for Brendan Barnes on that constant occasion.
Yeah, they are. As we see another ball come in, and Swale does well to ultimately claim it. And yeah, I guess that's going to be a big question for Dandenong Thunder over the course of the season. Can they get more goals out of players who aren't named Brandon Barnes, because they were, again, too reliant on him last season, almost cost him.
So you see Pilkington and Barnes in a battle again. They've had some good affairs this second half. You see Adrian Lair just come back to sell things and plays it short to Kalmar. And again, he'll look for Isles. This time finding Brito instead, and Brito with a great little ball over the top for Isles, who's high, but this time called offside, and going off the first early touch was from Jacob Brito. He's going to settle into our life in the top flight quite well.
Yeah, definitely has. He had that great ball with his first touch to Zach Thompson that almost resulted in Dandenong City goal, so that would have been a dream debut for the youngster, but he's definitely presents himself well and doesn't look out of place.
In the last couple of minutes, the viewing numbers on Facebook Live and YouTube have gone up. The word has got out. We've got a game on our hands with 11 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here at George Andrews. As you see the ball go long for Kual. Gets it under wraps. Isles puts in the challenge, forces him wide, and the ball comes in. And Nick Kalmar will calmly claim this one. And it just misses his pass. Ruthven recovers, plays it back to King. Forced to play it first time out to Sparta. He tries to play it onto Braden Mann, who does well, with some good defensive duties from Zahari. The ball coming across. Kuo will hold this one up. And some good coverage there from Luke Pilkington at the back, and a great touch from Thompson working in with Brito, and some good defensive work there from the Dandenong Thunder. And the game really starting to open up, particularly through the midfield, Demir.
Yeah, it certainly is. As we see Dandenong Thunder about to take the throw in here. And number 12 is actually Alan Puppy, who is still in the park, and not Jamal Ali. So apologies for that mistake.
And that man will take the free kick in front of his home bench. The coach dictating where this one should go, and he'll hand it over. And I'll look to try and play this one short. Dandenong City alerted to the danger. And there's a $2 fine for the nutmeg jar at training. There's a good bit of play here to the edge of the box, looking for Modafiari. Harley Orr. Good ball in, but just misread from his teammate there, and it will be a City throw-in. 10 minutes remaining here.
Yeah, it was one of those where Orr's pass going one way, Soleimani's going the other way, so lack of communication there, or lack of awareness to see the pass ultimately end up misplaced. But I don't know, Bryce, what do you reckon? Is there a winner in this one?
I think there is, and I think I can really see it coming from the men in white, the way that the last 5-10 minutes has really gone. But as we saw in the first half, Dandy City really dominated the opening 15 minutes, and then we saw 2 goals from Dandenong Thunder. So really, it's anyone's game, but I think we will see one of these sides going home with 3 points. And Brendan Barnes will come across and take this one. Plays in Paul Cool. Sheridan, good with the defensive duties there. Ruthven plays it wide to Sparta. He's got a bit of room to work with, keeps it short. Stančić with a great switch for Isles. Just a bit heavy on the touch off the top of his head, but some good positioning for Thunder to come out, and they've got some room as Ruthven's fixing his shoelaces. They find Brandon Barnes, and Quell just not on the level of Barnes on this situation.
Yeah, I think that's an error on Barnes' part, but another error. See Soleimani slip the ball into Marafiotti.
And a strong challenge coming in from Isles on Cool. He keeps his feet. Adrian Lear trying to help out too. And a great second ball. And Montefiore and a great save from King. That is his highlight of the night because he had a tough first half, but he's definitely redeemed himself with that save. That was a guaranteed goal, Demir.
Yeah, exceptional save from King there to stand tall, stand firm, and ultimately for Dandenong Thunder, they're on the defence here.
And Brito just overruns that ball, and Zach Thompson and Brito really linking up well, but King, he has saved his side going down on the scoreboard.
And bad news for Dandenong City because it does appear that Luke Isles is limping and they've already used up all 3 of their substitutions. The new physio, Johnny Markov, asked him if he's all right and didn't seem too convincing there, Luke Isles.
Yeah, they have brought the medical staff across from Altona Magic that were there last year. He must be all right because he's happy to throw his body around still in front of his home bench. And Ruthven finds Kalmar in the middle, a bit of space, and he'll send it wide to Sparta, who's got a lot of room to move on that right-hand side. He takes on the defender, does well to beat one, gets the ball across, looking for the option, and we've got Zach Thompson, goes to ground, Sawala with a strong punch, and Kalmar looking for the seconds, goes down, it comes back out, and Brendan Barnes all on his lonesome, and we've got the referee now. This is a bit controversial to me because Brendan Barnes in a great position. Because Zach Thompson's down in the 6-yard box, he's pulled it up.
Yeah, we've got a bit of commotion definitely here. Thompson, I think the fear is that it was a bit of a head knock there with Swale coming in quite firm, but as you can hear from the Dandenong Thunder bench, they're not too pleased with that one. They believe that Brandon Barnes was off, and the timing definitely wasn't right on that one.
And to be fair, he did have 4 players to beat because he was up there on his lonesome and he had a back 4 to beat. So it was going to be a tough one, but still, in the position that he was, you never know.
And look, if you're Dandenong Thunder, I'm sure you'll tell everyone that if there's any player that can do that, it's Brandon Barnes.
You're spot on, 3-time NPL Victoria Golden Boot, so you'd bet the house on that one that he'd find it.
I must add a correction on that one. 1 time in the NPL Victoria 1 and twice, of course, in the second tier.
The stat I had was 3 times, so I should have just said 3-time Golden Boot winner and played it safe, right?
Yeah, as we see Ognanovsky get his boots back on for that long kick back to his goalkeeper. First time we've seen him come out of the box. He's been quite a calm figure compared to his counterpart here, Almazi.
Now here's a question for you, Demir. If you are Dandenong City, you've got a lot of momentum on your side. Do you really try and go for them and push numbers forward? Because Dandy Thunder really seem to have not so much parked the bus, but they've really dropped defensively as we see a bit of commotion. And Jacob Brito, the 16-year-old, putting the ball to the front post. Keegan Sheridan gets caught on it. And there will be a free kick against Braden Mann. But getting back to the question, do one of the teams just really throw caution to the wind, or do you really try and chase these 3 points?
Look, I think one of the best ways that you can start a season is with 3 points. And although it is 2-2 and you might want to settle for a point, there's nothing better than coming away with 3 points. So go for it, particularly if you think your opponent is vulnerable defensively. And I'm sure both these 2 teams might feel that way going into the final 5 minutes plus injury time of this game.
And Nazari gets brought to ground. Professional foul, that one from Stancic. Got to be careful. He has given away a couple of fouls tonight, and Nazari, does stay down.
And look, in terms of storylines for this game, great work for Dandenong City in terms of their 2 goal scorers, Braden Mann and Luke Isles, both Tasmanian players who missed the majority of 2018 through injury. They couldn't have scripted a better start to their 2018 season than get themselves on a score sheet and be playing full 90 here tonight.
Tasmanian viewers will definitely tell you that there's talent in the Apple Isles, and we're seeing it on show here tonight at George Andrews Reserve as we see Hartley Orr, the Western Australian, go to ground, but ends up out wide with Paul Cool. Plays it short, and a heavy touch taken there from Dandenong Thunder, and it does go out for a goal kick. The Thunder fans behind the girls to the right-hand side of us here calling for a penalty. Would have been a fair A bit of a fair call to make from referee if he did make that one.
Yeah, it certainly would have pleased the home supporters. Not so much the visitors had that one been called, but I don't really think there was too much in it to warrant a penalty, as we see Pilkington here on the ball, who I think has had, after a sloppy start, a decent night in defence for Dandenong City. Took them a bit of time to adjust to the Dandenong Thunder attack, but overall in the second half they've kept them quite quiet.
And he's Sparta getting up nice and high, puts the ball in to the edge of the 18-yard, and Ruthven just loses out on this occasion to Quell. And Brendan Barnes on his lonesome again, and a great ball out right here to Monaferrari, urged on by the home fans. He gets inside the box onto his left foot and plays a ball completely behind Brendan Barnes, and isn't he being told by the home fans where that ball should have gone? And we see Denny City chance to break, turned over by Nick Kalmar. Ruthven in with a strong challenge. Another strong challenge again from Orr and Kalmar, and the free kick goes out to Dandy Thunder, and Nick Kalmar pulls the yellow card because of the challenge, and he's got to be careful here because I can see a red card coming, and it's going to be a second yellow and a straight red card to Nick Kalmar here. And the home fans, they are up because they know they've got the advantage now. And look, it's a bit of a stupid one there. You got a bit to me.
Yeah, I know you're frustrated, Nick Kalmar, but there's no need for that. And ultimately, he's let himself and his team down there because they'll be reduced to 10 men. And it's not the first time we've seen Nick Kalmar see red in NPL Victoria football, because, of course, he did get his marching orders at half-time in a fixture against Dandenong City last year while he was playing for Green Gully. So hopefully for his current employers, they won't be feeling the effects of a defeat like Green Gully were on that day.
The ball comes in from Sheridan, and it's overhit this time, looking for Brandon Barnes, and we will see how this advantage does go. Teams sometimes lift with 10 men, but it has been a bit of a structure change. Just scoring the one man up top, with the young 16-year-old making his NPL Victoria debut, Jacob Brito, the sole striker for Denny City, and King, the goalkeeper for the Croatian club, not in any rush as we see 4 minutes of stoppage time being readied by the fourth official. Be quite happy to sit here for another half an hour, Demir, and watch this action.
Yeah, we would, because it's been an entertaining night of football, and these evenly poised encounters are some of the best. And we've definitely seen a bit of that tonight as Ruthven looks to play in Braden Mann.
And he looks at that second ball to find Brito, but Sawali on debut tonight for the Thunder does well to collect it, and he'll send this one long. 90 minutes almost up. Braden Mann, you can see the struggle on his face. He's feeling the effects of 12 months out of the game. He does stay down. Quell plays it forward. Finds Modafiari. Nazari, as we see 4 minutes put up by the fourth official, and the ball comes in. A great ball to the back post. They do well to keep it in the Thunder. They find their marksman who will try and get onto his left foot. Plays across to Harley Orr. And a strike will come across, blocked. Comes to Harley Orr again. Brendan Barnes, he'll have an attempt, and it goes across. Great save from King. Straight behind it, that was going in, and it will be a corner.
Yeah, with that save and also the one earlier on Marafiotti, I think King's redeemed himself for that first goal. Excellent save there from the young shot stopper, but there'll be a bit more of action coming his way now with the Dandenong Thunder about to take a corner kick through Nazari.
And the ball does come in. The tough one hits the top of the crossbar. And it's a goal kick. The Thunder fans not happy with that one, but I think it didn't take a touch. And would you call that a shot or just a miss-hit corner?
I think it's a miss-hit corner, although he might have been going for the Olympic goal, Nazari, there. And if he had gotten that one, he would have definitely gone viral. Because not only is it quite audacious, it would have most definitely been the game winner.
Got both coaches beneath us here in the commentary box, barking instructions out. Both teams chasing a result. As it stands, they're both going to get 1 point each to kick off their 2020 campaign. And Adrian Lear sends this one long. Braden Mann, he's going to be called offside on this occasion, and bit of gamesmanship to block the ball there from Harley Orr, who does get it away. comes to the right back. Isles forcing Coyle to go back. He finds Sheridan. And they've got plenty of room to work with. They're sitting quite deep. Trying to venture forward at a steady pace. And some strong defensive work there from City and some smart play to play it short to Adrian Lair. And now they're going to try and play it out through Braden Mann. He goes long, mishits his pass looking for Brito. Sawali's out of his 18-yard box. Nazari. He'll play it to Sheridan. He's got plenty of room to work with here if he wants it. He's got Ruthven in front of him. He's calling for a short option. He plays it in. Finds some more space. Coyle, the substitute. You'll come across and you'll spread it out wide. There's some room to work with. The cross does come in. Brendan Barnes gets a head net, and it's a goal in the 93rd minute. George Andrews Reserve, the seas are up. Brendan Barnes, the saviour for the Thunder. He is back. And don't you know it to me?
And Barnes calls game. It's called game here for Dandenong Thunder. And this place has gone absolutely wild. Ecstasy here for the home team. Agony for Dandenong City. And Brandon Barnes has got himself his second and almost certainly has got himself the winner. What a night for Dandenong Thunder. And he might get himself a yellow there, but he won't mind too much because he will get his side all 3 points with that goal.
And there were tears when he announced at Amy Park that he was leaving to return home. The SOS went out to him in January. Come on back, Barnesy. He took the calls, and haven't they been answered tonight? Because I tell you what, Brandon Barnes has made himself even more of a hero here. George Andrews Reserve as the Dandenong Thunder fans. They lift the roof of the grandstand, a new corporate area. The place is going to fall apart if they don't keep things calm, because he's just pulled a result from absolute nothing in the last couple of minutes. So they've had none of the ball. The favour's been in terms of City. And we will see Cole just launch this one long. We're now into the hands of the referee and his stopwatch as we see Cole beat Ruthven. Brandon Barnes in front of him again. He's got one-on-one to beat Pilkington. Gets around him. And we've got, the ball comes across the Barnes. Does he get? No, he doesn't. And the second attempt goes out for a goal kick to me. Takeover. I need a breath.
And Dandenong Thunder are adamant that was a corner kick, but it has been given by the referee as Dandenong City pump it up along in search of an equaliser. Checks his watch. No call yet.
City sending the ball long to no avail. It comes out to Sparta. One last attempt. He goes long, looking for Brito and Thompson. He's got Isles. He'll try and find a 16-year-old. He'll try and use his body strength, our muscles, and it will be a goal kick, much to the fans' pleasure here at
Great defensive work there by Pappy, and it's all 3 points going to the home side. Dandenong Thunder emerge victorious, 3-2 home win. And you wouldn't know it, you wouldn't know this is a round one game, but Dandenong Thunder have once again claimed bragging rights in the Dandenong Derby. They still claim to be top dogs of Dandenong, and they most definitely are with that victory.
Well, in terms of a marquee fixture to kick off round one, we have definitely delivered here at George Andrews Reserve. It's been an absolute cracking game of football. Periods where it just went end to end, but it is Brandon Barnes that brings home the bacon with 3 points to kick off the 2020 campaign for Dandenong Thunder. Some searching to do during the week for Dandenong City. They've got their first home game next Friday night at Frank Hallahan. But the Thunder, they kick off 2020 with 3 points. Unlike last season, it's the start they want, Amir.
Most certainly. We did mention how long it took Dandenong Thunder to get a home win last campaign, and I'm sure that was on their back of their minds coming into tonight. It's always going to be a big game against Dandenong City, but they rose to the occasion tonight, and no one more so than Brandon Barnes, who once more steals the show with a brace and that 90th minute winner. It's a perfect night of football if you're the home team. If you're the visitors, okay, you're unlucky to find yourself on the wrong side of that 5-goal thriller, but ultimately it's been a fantastic evening and a fantastic showpiece for NPL Victoria as well as football in this part of the state. And ultimately, while Dandenong Thunder will be the winners tonight, it was an exceptional evening of viewing for not only the people here in the stadium, but I'm sure for those of you at home, and hopefully we see more of them pack the stands in the coming weeks.
Absolutely well said, Demir, and thank you very much for your company tonight in the commentary box. My name is Bryce Ruthven. Don't forget, if you're getting out to a game tomorrow, get involved in donating some much-needed funds to the Victorian Bushfire Appeal. Round 1 is all about raising some funds for those suffering in East Gippsland and the rest of the country as well. My name is Bryce Ruthven. Demir Coulis as well joining me in the commentary box, signing off from George Andrews Reserve. We're up and running for 2020. It's NPL Victoria action.
in his short burst, returning from injury against Brunswick. And now on the final day, in just his 12th appearance this year, gets a start to see out the year. Youngs coming off the back of a brace, helping to construct this move, driving towards the touchline. Brito cuts it square for Dover, and it was one pass too many in the end. He wanted to play in James Kelly, and perhaps the shot. Now Dover given one to chase off his line. Samaranis, he's fed it straight for Brito. Now across for Youngs, who just had a loose touch, and that gave Sakurada the time and space to make a stop. Through is Kieran Dover. Back for Kelly. Lange certainly playing with the freedom of a team who know where they're going to be next season. Youngs onto the right boot, trying to create the angle for the shot, heading down right on the precipice of the penalty area. And Lange will get a free kick in a position of considerable promise, right on the edge of the box. Just running through while we wait for this free kick to be set up. Brunswick Juventus also, if results go their way, can get promoted into the top flight with a win. They play a Werribee side who need to win themselves to give themselves a chance of getting away from the promotion relegation playoff. We turn our attention back to Lawton Park and the two-man team over the free kick. Jacob Brito and Tom Youngs. All in readiness. It's Brito who strikes, goes low and produces a fine save from Samaranis. Oh, never easy to hit those ones flat. Having to try and work them through a sea of legs. Samaranis, once they do get through, has to be on your guard, and on his guard he was. And on the breakaway nearly. That's a poor clearance from Samaranis. Langwarren, can they rescue victory in the dying embers? Brito, back to Dover. Perhaps the boot around it. That body's in the way. Shawcatton for DeWitt. The substitutes have been effective, although that pass turned over. McGeorge, Brito, little chop to get away from Shawcatton is brilliant. Now he lines up the hot shot! And Jacob Brito has done it again with a thunderbolt. Well, it's set up for him on the edge of the area. He did so well to create the space for the shot. And arrowed into the bottom right. You can't say it wasn't dramatic. Peters driving. Carter lost footing at the crucial moment. Langwarren nearly playing themselves into trouble a few times here. Now they can break. And Dover. It's a foot race between him and Samaranis. And the Springvale stopper has got it all wrong here. It's cut square. Tom Youngs is there. And he cannot take advantage of the open goal. Definitely stands out. Junior Carter, the 23-year-old Japanese midfielder with the peroxide hair. Looks like it's maybe in need of a bit of a refresh, however. Nice little shimmy to keep control from Jacob Brito. It's dropped a bit deeper as the game's transpired. Lange not really operating with a recognised threat through the central area going forwards. Good shepherd from Brito, and trying to release Tom Youngs. Up comes